Hey, what's going on, everybody? On YouTube, Steve Raiken here, and I am with my friend Nicole Kaloop. Today we're going to be talking about accounting, and Nicole, she's an accountant. How long have you been an accountant for?
Since 2011.
2011, and what's really cool, and this is one thing I admire about you, not only are you an accountant, but you also sell on Poshmark as well.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking about the top 3 accounting mistakes that Poshmark sellers make, and this is going to apply to like eBay sellers as well on Amazon, right?
Yes.
So it's not just like cut and dry just for Poshmark. So let's just dive right into it, and this is the first video I'm getting on, so I'm testing her to see how shy she is. Do you think? I gotta put her on the spot a little bit, but we're gonna have a bunch of videos together. But let's get right into this video. The number one mistake, and I guess, you know, there's a lot more mistakes that people make, but we're kind of just coming up with like 3 that really come off the top, is a lot of people who are like part-time, they think that they don't have to include all the sales on their tax return. Talk a little bit about that and what that means.
Okay, so some people sell on Poshmark as a hobby, and they feel that because it's a hobby, they're just doing it for fun, they don't need to report their income. But they do need to report it as hobby income. And then if you're doing it as a business, then you obviously have to report
What's hobby income?
So hobby income means you're doing it for fun, you're not doing it for profit. So like you're just selling the stuff around your house, the stuff in your closet, you know, things like that.
So you still have to claim all of that under income?
Yes, hobby income.
Because there's a lot of people, you know, I started off in the eBay world, and eBay, the payment processor is PayPal, and PayPal won't send you a 1099.
Mm-hmm.
I believe unless you hit, and you guys help me out, I think it's $20,000 in revenue, they won't send you it.
Right.
So everyone in the eBay community is like, oh, I'm not going to claim any of my income because I didn't get a 1099. And what's a 1099? A 1099 is that kind of like them like tattletaling on you to the, what is it?
So a 1099 is like you're a subcontractor. So when you're selling on eBay, you're not an employee of eBay. So it's like you're a subcontractor.
And when a 1099 is filed, that means the IRS then knows that that you made that income. So even though there's no 1099, you still have to claim that. Why?
Because that's the IRS law.
It's law. Yeah. It's the law. So that's a big mistake right there. Regardless if you're just starting off, if you're full time, especially if you're full time, because I don't know, does Poshmark, do they send 1099s, do you know? Not
yet. They don't do any sales reporting yet, but you can email them at like support at Poshmark, and they'll send you a copy of your sales. Okay, so what advice would you have for people to be able to track, like, because you're an accountant, when someone sits down with you and they're a Poshmark seller, mm-hmm. like if I'm brand new and I don't know what I'm doing, like how do I know how much sales I've made and stuff? Like, because I know Poshmark doesn't have like a ton of recording and stuff. Any advice? So what I did for my friend that she's selling on Poshmark, her first year she's doing her taxes, is I had her get a copy from Poshmark for all her sales. And then what we did is we put it into Excel, and then I already have an Excel spreadsheet already created because I use it for myself because I sell on Poshmark. And then I gave that to her, and it has formulas in it, so it automatically populates stuff to make it easier. Cool,
very cool. So don't make that mistake. I mean, I know some people are like, oh, I'm going to get away with it, I'm not going to get audited, but that's how you get in trouble, right? If you get audited and then they see deposits going into your bank. So, yes. All right, so don't make that mistake right there. So number 2, and this is a big one right here, you want to talk about not tracking all expenses. What's the deal with that?
So I love expenses. So I believe that
she loves expenses.
Yes,
First one I've never heard anyone say I love expenses.
Unless I'm not paying them, I'm good with it. But I like to. So what I do is I tell people to keep track of everything they pay for and use your business credit card or business debit card. So then you automatically already have like all your different expenses. And like Amex, I love Amex because they categorize everything for you. But I have them use like an expense spreadsheet, and then each time like they use mileage, and there's a whole bunch of apps for like mileage too to make that easier too. But I tell them to every single expense they have, then we check the IRS code and see if it's deductible. So then that way you can save more money, because to me like tax evasion is not necessary. You just need to know what you can deduct.
So when you're going out and you're, I don't know, let's say you're going to the thrift store and you're buying a bunch of women's clothing or men's clothing or accessories to sell on Poshmark, what would you advise someone to do with those receipts that they're collecting?
So there's a free app called Genius Scan.
Genius Scan?
Yeah, it's free. And you can just take a picture of your phone of the receipt, and then it'll email it to you. And then what I do is I have a folder that anytime I receive an email from the app, it goes into that folder of my receipts.
Ooh, that's a good tip.
Yeah, and then like each month, then I just put it, you know, into my Excel spreadsheet. But Poshmark soon is going to have like a system for their sales and everything to make that easier too.
Cool, perfect. And this is going to go into the third big mistake. And we were brainstorming a bunch of big mistakes. And talk to the folks who are watching about not separating your business from personal. Like, have you ever had an instance where maybe a client walks in and they're like, okay, like, I'm not sure how many expenses I had, but like, here's everything. And like, you have like, they have their personal and their business commingled. Like, what are some ways or some strategies that can help people out with that?
So I think the easiest way is to have a business credit card or a business debit card, because then you automatically just use that card and then it's easier. You don't get stuff commingled. And also there's a thing called like piercing the veil. So like if you have an LLC, a lot of people do that to protect themselves from getting sued. So if you pierce the veil, then they can try to come after your personal assets, like if someone's suing you because you pierce the veil.
Wait, what is that? Can you talk? I'm a little confused with what you mean by that.
Okay.
Pierce the...
So they call it like pierce the veil. So it means like, so like a veil is like, you know, like the white thing that goes in your hair when you get married.
Yeah.
So like if you, so they're saying like you're jumping from business to personal. So if you have everything on your business card, then it's protected. If you get sued and you have like an LLC, you're protected. But if you use your personal card for business expenses, then they're saying, well, I can go after your personal assets. I can go after your personal assets because he's doing both things.
Right.
For business and personal.
So in order for, you know, whether you're new, intermediate, or advanced, but in order for a Poshmark seller to separate it, do they have to have like a limited liability corporation or an S Corp, or can they just like dedicate, okay, maybe you have two different credit cards and you're like, all right, I'm going to only use my Capital one for business and I'm only going to use the PayPal one for personal, and I'm going to just create a different bank account. Like, is that okay to do? Or
yeah, I like to have, and it's really easy, like you can make it that it's just you. And you don't have to have an LLC, but you can make it that as a business account, like with your bank, that is a business account. So to me, that makes it very clear that it's a business account. Some people do a personal account separate, but to me, that's opening up yourself to get sued. So I would just do a business account, and you can get, there's a lot of free business accounts. You just get a business debit card or a business credit card.
Cool. So hopefully those 3 tips help you guys out. Any advice you would have for someone who feels really overwhelmed right now and they're like, oh my gosh, like I'm making all these sales and I'm so nervous about taxes and accounting and I have all my receipts like in a bag and I don't know what to do. Like any like final words of wisdom? And again, we have a lot more videos coming for you guys, but like any advice for that person who's so overwhelmed?
I would say relax first and know that everyone knows.
Take a chill pill.
Yeah. Because everyone, you know, starts small, and I think you just have to categorize by like month, make sure you're in the right year, and you just start taking the pictures of them. Because I think that's good too, to use the app and take pictures and email it to yourself. Because I noticed like some people, their receipts fade. So it's really good to like take pictures.
That does happen after a couple months.
Yeah, it does. And then if you get, you know, if you get audited, I hope that doesn't happen to you, but you know, you can show them that. Opposed to like if you don't have evidence of anything.
Cool. And Nicole also has a private Facebook group. Is that open to the public?
I think it's, I'm not sure if it's closed or secret.
But I mean, but anyone can join if we, so I'm going to link up her Facebook group and her Instagram account if you want to follow her. And I know if you go on there, you're answering questions and helping out various sellers and stuff. So super grateful to be friends with you and to be, you know, it's cool that you're a Poshmark seller and you also are, you know, an accountant, because I feel like a lot of accountants are really turned off by like the online selling world. They don't really know what they're doing because they don't understand it. And I struggled with that for the longest time. So it's cool that you're, you know, that you're in the game and whatnot. So we'll have some more videos coming up. If you guys have any more questions, drop a comment below. But check her out on Instagram, Facebook. Anything else you want to say to the people?
Thanks for watching.
All right, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.